The headlines say the UK property market is stabilising. They're lying by omission. In 12 towns right now, prices are in free fall, worse than the 2008 crash. If your town is on this list, you need to know. Starting with number 12, let's get into it. Number 12 is Watford, a major commuter town just north of London with excellent rail links. It tells the story of how overheated the London commuter belt became. The average house price fell 3.3% from January 2025 to January 2026, down to £391,000. That is over £12,000 in value lost in a single year. Days on market stretched to 62 days, a regional high. Homes sit for around 2 months before selling. Estate agents tell sellers to be realistic. Watford attracted massive pandemic investment. Londoners priced out of the capital flooded north looking for space and affordability. Investors rushed in hot. Then momentum stopped dead. Higher mortgage rates meant fewer buyers could stretch to Watford prices. The cost of living crisis hit harder than expected. Many investors who bought at pandemic peaks realised their capital growth expectations were not materialising. They started listing their properties. Suddenly, inventory piled up, with fewer buyers fighting over it. Remote work trends meant the London commute became optional for many. Workers recalculated whether living this far out made sense. Many decided it did not and left. If you bought here in 2021 thinking you would get bargain growth, you are watching equity shrink every single month. Number 11 is the Isle of Wight. This beautiful island off the south coast saw house prices fall 4.3% year on year to February 2026. On average, prices are £242,000. That's over £10,000 lost per property. But the real story is in the rental market. Private rents jumped 8.2% annually. That creates a peculiar problem for investors. The rental yield does not cover mortgages on falling assets anymore. Many who thought they had purchased tourism-proof investments are now stuck with depreciating properties gathering dust. The island's isolation, which was attractive during the pandemic lockdowns, now drives people away. Younger people are leaving, and the seasonal tourism economy that props up local jobs has cooled considerably. Property investors increasingly ask themselves why they are holding assets going down in value while paying higher borrowing costs. The answer they are reaching is they should not be holding them. The Isle of Wight is correcting hard and fast. Number 10 is Hastings. This historic coastal town saw house prices collapse 3.8% in the 12 months to December 2025. On homes averaging £241,000, that is nearly £10,000 lost per property. But Hastings has bigger problems lurking beneath the surface. Crime statistics and deprivation concerns matter more than property prices now. The pandemic created a bubble where investors thought Hastings could become a trendy coastal escape for wealthy London refugees. Short-term rentals boomed, investment poured in. But investment alone does not create fundamental economic improvements. When tourists normalised their patterns and rental income disappointed, the appeal evaporated. Properties bought at pandemic peaks now sit with asking prices adjusted repeatedly downward. Sellers are taking losses. Agents struggle to shift inventory. The market has become a place where only those deeply committed to South Coast living are buying. Everyone else looks elsewhere. If you own Hastings property and bought thinking prices only go up, you are learning an expensive lesson about what happens when a town loses momentum. Number 9 is Torquay. The English Riviera sounds lovely on the tourism brochures. The reality is grimmer. House prices fell 1.9%, which is significant enough. But the deeper concern is that over 40% of properties sit on the market for more than 6 months. That's not a market adjusting. That's a market fundamentally broken. Torquay faces the same challenge as many UK coastal towns. It attracted pandemic buyers who worked remotely and thought they would purchase seaside bolt holes. But when offices demanded staff back in London, Manchester or Birmingham, the mathematics for living there completely collapsed. Why maintain a property 200 miles from your office? Torquay also struggles with a particular challenge. The properties are old. Many are period buildings that look gorgeous in photographs but are expensive to maintain and to heat. Leasehold dominates. Service charges climb annually. Buildings need expensive works. Leaseholders discover they are sitting on assets that are appreciating at nothing while costing more to maintain each year. Smart investors exited early. Those who did not watch their profit margins disappear into thin air. Before we move to number 8, if you haven't subscribed already, hit the button right now. I'm covering UK property markets and developments every single day. If you are thinking about buying or selling property anywhere on this list, the financial consequences are very real and happening right now. Subscribe so you do not miss the detailed breakdowns of the remaining 8 towns, where prices are crashing much harder than anywhere else in the country. Your financial security depends on knowing this information. Number 8 is Canterbury. Nearly 20% of all properties have seen significant price cuts recently. In healthy markets, that is unusual and concerning. In Canterbury's market, it has become the standard. This medieval cathedral town is genuinely beautiful, with historic charm and university students. It is also positioned as a commuter town for London. It is far enough out, however, that daily commuting becomes painful and expensive to maintain. Remote work fracturing means fewer people are making the commute calculation work anymore. Higher mortgage rates mean the math on these already expensive homes does not hold together. Properties are overvalued relative to local incomes. Sellers know this deep down. The process of acknowledging overvaluation happens through price cuts. 1 in 5 sellers admit they got prices wrong initially. This is a genuine market reset happening in real time, daily. If you bought between 2020 and 2023, you are likely watching depreciation happen every month. Number 7 is Torbay. Encompassing Torquay, Paynton and Brixham, this local authority area saw prices fall 2%. On averages of £232,000, that is nearly £5,000 per property. Torbay fights the same coastal town dynamics affecting the entire south coast. It is beautiful, but that beauty does not translate into meaningful employment. People working in tech or finance cannot make a living here. They either take significant pay cuts to relocate or maintain exhausting commutes. Neither option works. Torbay attracted older buyers and retirees at pandemic peaks. That market became saturated. Younger families are sparse. The rental markets are weak. Those trying to flip properties or buy for capital growth are disappointed. The properties stagnate. If you own property they're thinking prices will recover, you are probably wrong. The structures are against you fundamentally. Demographics are not there. The economics do not support valuations. Number 6 is Bournemouth and Poole. This agglomeration of towns along the Dorset coast saw prices fall 1.8%, with oversupply creating real downward pressure. Over 40% of properties sit on the market for more than 6 months. Bournemouth attracts retirees seeking seaside retirement. The holiday rental market is competitive and operates on razor-thin margins. Many investors banking on Airbnb discovered that margins have collapsed significantly. Local tourism faces competition from cheaper European alternatives. Younger people are not moving to Bournemouth. Older residents age in place rather than upgrading. This creates structural problems for the market, no demographic tailwinds, declining yields for investors, aging population. Properties built in the 1950s to 70s cost more to maintain yearly. The nice seaside town status is not enough anymore to justify prices. If you hold property there, you are discovering shrinking valuations in real time through falling asking prices. Number 5 is High Wycombe. Prices fell 7.4% in the year to October 2025, declining from £471,000 to £436,000. That's nearly £35,000 lost per home in just 12 months. This Buckinghamshire market town was once actively marketed as an affordable London alternative. People priced completely out of the capital looked to High Wycombe, hoping they could stretch their budgets far enough. But you can only stretch affordability so far. The gap between what people earn in the area and what homes cost became completely unsustainable and unachievable. Mortgage rates above 6% made already expensive homes utterly unaffordable to first-time buyers trying to get on the ladder. Property inventory accumulated, days on market stretched, and sellers cut prices to move stock. Buyers realised they could move further out to genuinely cheaper areas, or move north where wages competed directly with prices. Why stay in High Wycombe? That realisation is reflected directly in falling prices month after month. Number 4 is Crawley. Positioned near Gatwick Airport, this town experienced the worst price falls of any major town in southern England. House prices fell 8.9% in the year to October 2025, declining from £408,500 down to £372,000. That's over £36,000 lost per home. Crawley is a purpose-built town designed as an overspill from London. It is highly jobs dependent, and that is both its strength and its weakness. Gatwick. Airport provides the primary employment, but aviation has been volatile. The pandemic devastated it completely. Recovery has been incomplete and painfully slow. Fewer jobs meant fewer workers, and fewer workers meant fewer home buyers. The short-term rental market suffered tremendously as international travel collapsed. Those who invested in buy-to-let properties were eviscerated. Now those properties are being dumped on the market as investors cut losses and exit. Supply has exploded upward and demand has imploded downward. The mathematics simply do not work anymore. If you own property in Crawley, you are likely watching it fall in value monthly. Number 3 is Reading. This major Berkshire town fell 0.7%, almost nothing compared to what is happening elsewhere in the south. But warning signs are clearly visible. Days on market are climbing steadily. Price cuts are becoming the norm rather than the exception. Investor interest is collapsing rapidly. The buy-to-let market has turned dramatically from bullish to bearish. Landlords facing rising maintenance costs, new government tax rules, and stagnant rents are selling en masse. New inventory from panicking landlords hits the market just as buyer confidence weakens. Reading is where the south of England market currently stays stuck. Not crashed yet, not recovering, stuck between two unpleasant states. If you are holding property in Reading thinking this difficult period will pass quickly, you need to recalibrate expectations. The recovery might be years away still. You are essentially frozen. Number 2 is London. The capital saw 7 consecutive months of annual house price declines. Prices are down 3.3% year to February 2026. On average, prices are £554,000. That is over £18,000 lost per property. But London's problem worsens significantly in specific postcodes. Prime central London is down 2%. Westminster, Kensington and Chelsea are down over 11% each. That is devastating for anyone holding property in the capital. High earners have left. Remote work enabled an escape from London. Higher taxes on second homes and on rental income made landlording economically unsustainable. Buy-to-let landlords are selling. Flats are being dumped everywhere. New builds have been hit worst. Developers built flat towers assuming investors would buy at high prices. Those investors have exited the market completely. Flats are selling for less than they cost new. Hammersmith and Fulham flat owners are selling at losses. London has become a market in genuine distress. Anyone holding London property needs to confront the possibility that prices might not recover for many years. Number 1 is Slough. This Berkshire industrial and commercial town became the epicenter of the collapse in the south of England housing market. Days on market jumped from 39 days to 46 days. That is an 18% increase in time to sell. Price cuts are epidemic. Inventory piles up with no buyers. The economic fundamentals are weak. Slough depends on logistics, distribution and light manufacturing. These industries face serious disruption from automation and e-commerce. The jobs that brought people to Slough decades ago are disappearing fast. Combined with higher mortgage costs and a broader collapse in buyer demand across the south of England, Slough is in free fall. If you own property there, you are holding assets in a genuinely troubled market with dim prospects. Recovery might not come. The structural issues are real and persistent. Selling now might be smarter than holding and hoping prices eventually recover. Time might be running out. 12 specific towns, from the Isle of Wight to London to Slough, where house prices are in genuine freefall right now. From coastal towns losing pandemic buyers, to commuter towns losing remote workers, to London postcodes losing international money, the pattern is absolutely identical across all of them. Affordability broke, interest rates killed demand, inventory exploded, prices are adjusting downward hard and fast. If you are holding property in any of these towns, you are losing money every single month right now. If you are thinking about buying property anywhere in this list, you might be catching a falling knife at the worst possible time. The UK property market is not stabilising despite what mainstream headlines claim. It is correcting hard, and that correction has a very long way to run. The north-south divide is real and growing wider by the month. If you are in the south, you are on the wrong side of economic history right now. This video matters for everyone living in the UK, especially anyone over 45 who might be approaching retirement or trying to downsize. Your property decisions in the next 12 to 18 months could determine your entire financial security. Don't delay making decisions about your property. Subscribe if you haven't already. Your financial future depends on it all.